hidden in the depths of ancient Alexandria, preserved through centuries of persecution, translated by the greatest minds of the Renaissance, there exists a collection of texts so profound, so transformative, so dangerous to established power that they were banned, burned, hidden. These are the Corpus Hermeticum, the Hermetic Body of Knowledge, 17 treatises plus the Asclepius, written in Greek and Latin between 100 and 300 CE, but claiming origins in ancient Egypt, dictated by Hermes Trismegistus himself, Thrice-Great Hermes, the master of all masters. The texts contain dialogues between Hermes and his students, revelations from divine mind, cosmology and creation, the nature of God and humanity, the path of spiritual ascension, Gnosis, direct knowledge of the divine. These writings influenced early Christianity, Islamic philosophy, Renaissance magic, Freemasonry, Rosicrucianism, the Western esoteric tradition. All of it flows from these texts. When Cosimo de Medici obtained a Greek manuscript in 1460, he stopped his translator from working on Plato and said, "Translate this first." The Corpus Hermeticum, more important than Plato, because it contained the original wisdom, the perennial philosophy, the keys to divinity. Tonight, you will receive the complete Hermetic teaching, the divine Pymander, the nature of mind, the ascent through the spheres, the regeneration, the key to immortality. This is not history, not philosophy, but operational knowledge, technology of consciousness, the path to becoming God. Let us begin. Who was Hermes Trismegistus? The answer depends on who you ask. To the Egyptians, he was Thoth, god of wisdom, inventor of writing, scribe of the gods, revealer of all knowledge. To the Greeks, he was Hermes, messenger of gods, guide of souls, master of magic and alchemy, bearer of the caduceus. The synthesis? Hermes Trismegistus, thrice-great Hermes, great as philosopher, knower of truth, priest, master of sacred arts, king, ruler of consciousness. The tradition says he lived in Egypt before the flood, before Atlantis sank, or after the flood as survivor, bringing knowledge. He wrote 36,525 books on all subjects, all knowledge, all wisdom. Most lost, but some survived. The Emerald Tablet, you know this. The Corpus Hermeticum, we explore now. The Asclepius, the Perfect Discourse, various fragments. The Arabs called him Idris, the prophet. The Jews, Enoch, who walked with God. The question, was he real, a historical person, or a title, a tradition, a lineage of masters using one name? The answer matters less than the teachings, the wisdom, the transmission. Whether one person or many, the knowledge is coherent, profound, transformative, real. Hermes taught the unity of all, the divinity of humanity, the mental nature of reality, the path of ascent, Gnosis as liberation. These teachings predate Christianity, influenced it, run parallel to it, yet remain distinct, esoteric, hidden, until now. The first and most important text, Poimandres, the divine Pymander, the vision of Hermes, his initiation, his awakening. Hermes recounts, "Once when I began to think about the things that are, my thought was raised to a great height, and my bodily senses were held down by sleep. In this state, a vast being appeared, calling itself Poimandres, the mind of sovereignty, the divine mind. The being asked, 'What do you wish to hear and see?' And what do you wish to learn and know?" Hermes answered, "I wish to learn about the things that are, to understand their nature, and to know God." What follows is the creation story, not biblical, but Hermetic. Pymander teaches that light is I, mind, your God, who was before the watery nature that appeared out of darkness. The light-giving word that came forth from mind is the Son of God. Mind is primary, before matter, before creation. Light and consciousness are one. The word, logos, is mind's expression, creative power, Son of God. The creation happens through mind thinking, thought becoming manifest, 7 governors or planets arising, creating the cosmic order. Then the making of humanity, unique, special, in God's image. Pymander reveals God, who is mind and is male-female, being light and life, brought forth by a word another mind, the craftsman. This craftsman created the 7 spheres, the physical universe, but the original mind created humanity, and humanity possesses both divine nature from mind, physical nature from craftsman. This is the human condition, caught between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, divine and animal. The path is ascending, returning to mind, becoming divine. Pymander continues, the story of humanity's fall, and the path of return. How did humans fall into matter? The teaching, man, who had the authority over all mortal creatures and the world, bent down through the harmony of the spheres. And nature, seeing the beautiful form of God, smiled with love, having seen in the water the reflection of man's beautiful form and his shadow upon the earth. Man saw his reflection in matter and fell in love with his own image, desired to possess it, embody it, become it. So man descended into the 7 spheres, taking from each a quality, a limitation, a binding, until, trapped in a physical body, mortal, limited, forgetful. This is the fall. Not sin, but fascination with matter, identification with form, forgetting divine origin. But the path of return exists. Pymander teaches, therefore, if you learn that you are made of life and light, and that you happen to be made of these, you will return to life and light. The ascent involves shedding what was taken from the 7 spheres, ascending through the planetary governors, releasing their qualities, returning to pure mind, pure light, pure life. The process at death or before, through Gnosis, direct knowing. The enlightened rise through spheres in full consciousness, returning home to the 8th sphere, the fixed stars, and beyond, to the Father, pure mind. This is immortality, not of body, but of consciousness. The teaching ends, this is the good end for those who have gained Gnosis, to be made divine, to become God. This is the goal, the promise, the path.
Book 4 presents The Sacred Sermon, The Mixing Bowl, Key Hermetic Teachings. God speaks through Hermes. I sent down to mankind a great mixing bowl filled with mind. I sent a herald commanding, baptize yourself in this bowl if you can, you who believe you will rise to the one who sent the bowl down, you who know why you came to be. The mixing bowl is mind, divine consciousness, available to all, but not all partake. Why? The herald continues. Those who heeded the proclamation and were baptized in mind, these people gained a share of Gnosis and became complete human beings because they received mind. But those who missed the point of the proclamation are people of reason because they did not receive mind in addition and do not know why they came to be or by whom. The distinction: reason versus mind. Reason, dianoia, is intellectual, calculative, lower mind, analyzing, judging. Mind, nous, is intuitive, direct knowing, divine consciousness, seeing truth. Most people have reason only, function intellectually, miss gnosis. The initiated receive mind, know directly, become complete. The teaching: you must baptize in mind, receive divine consciousness, know yourself, know God. This transforms everything, from human to divine, from mortal to immortal, from ignorant to knowing. The sacred sermon teaches: bad people did not admit mind as a guide, and so they became helpers of the demons in their works, weighed down as they are by the body. Without mind, demons, lower impulses rule, body dominates, matter enslaves. With mind, freedom, light, divinity. The choice is yours.
Book 5 addresses a profound question. If God is invisible, how can we know him? Hermes teaches his son, the way to see God, if seeing can be called a way, is through thinking. Not physical eyes, but inner vision, mental seeing, direct knowing. He continues, God is not a mind, though he is the cause of mind's existence. God is not spirit, though he is the cause of spirit's existence. God is not light, though he is the cause of light's existence. God is beyond all categories, beyond all concepts, yet the source of all. Invisible, not because absent, but because too present, too fundamental, too all-pervading. Like fish cannot see water, they are in it. Eyes cannot see sight itself, they are it. We cannot see God because we are in God. God is the seeing. Hermes explains, there is nothing that God is not. He is both what is and what is not. What is he has made manifest. What is not he holds within himself. Everything visible is God manifest. Everything invisible is God unmanifest. All is God, appearing and unappearing, visible and invisible, form and formless. How then to know God? Gather yourself up from all your bodily senses. Free yourself from all irrational torments of matter, anger, lust, pain, fear. This will make you grow toward the divine. The path is stripping away, releasing identification, quieting the senses, purifying consciousness, until what remains is God, knowing himself through you. This is the invisible made visible, the unseeable seen, God knowing God through human consciousness. This is Gnosis. Book 7 confronts the problem of ignorance. Hermes declares, the greatest evil in mankind is ignorance concerning God. Why greatest? Because all other evils flow from this one. Not knowing God, you identify as body, fear death, chase pleasure, avoid pain, compete, accumulate, suffer. Knowing God, you recognize divinity, transcend death, rest in being, accept what is, unify, release, liberate. Hermes continues, wickedness is ignorance of the divine. Virtue and excellence of every sort are knowledge of the divine. All virtue flows from knowledge of God. All vice flows from ignorance. The teaching lists the spheres and their gifts. When ascending, you release from moon, growth and decay, from Mercury, cunning and deceit, from Venus, desire and passion, from Sun, ambition and arrogance, from Mars, rashness and anger, from Jupiter, greed for wealth, from Saturn, lies and snares. These are not evil, but limitations, binding forces, planetary influences. The ascended passes through, releases each, returns to pure consciousness, eighth sphere. Then, having been stripped of the effects of the cosmic framework, he enters the region that belongs to the eighth sphere, and there in his own proper power, and along with those who are there, he sings hymns to the Father. This is the goal: complete freedom, total divinity, union with Source. Ignorance prevents this. Knowledge enables it. Therefore, the greatest evil is not knowing God.
Book 9 explores the nature of mind, nous, the highest principle. Hermes teaches mind is from God's very essence, if indeed God has an essence. Mind alone is inseparable from God. Mind is divine, not human intellect, not brain function, but God's own consciousness, active in creation. The relationship for thought is of mind, just as mind is of God. Thought is united to mind, and mind to God. God to mind, to thought, to manifestation. This is the creative chain. All creation begins in mind. The teaching continues, the mind in men is good, but not in all. Mind cannot take up residence with all men, because mind is from above. Why not all? When mind enters a rational soul, it whips it and draws it from error toward light. Many souls resist this, cling to ignorance, prefer darkness. But those who receive mind, having gained mind, such people are complete. They are men who have Gnosis. The difference between ordinary humans and the Gnostic is mind, divine consciousness, direct knowing. Hermes explains the process. Mind cannot be taught, but when God wills, it can be remembered. This is crucial. Mind is not learned, not acquired, but remembered, awakened, recognized. When God wills, mind activates, consciousness awakens. You remember what you always were. The teaching concludes, the human mind is a God, a bit different from God the Father, yet because of their union, they seem to be one. You are divine mind, appearing as human, temporarily limited, but essentially God. This is the mystery, the teaching, the truth.
Book X is titled The Key, Hermetic Philosophy's Central Teaching, condensed, crystallized. Hermes begins, Yesterday's discourse I addressed to you, Asclepius. It is right that I address today's to Tat, especially since it is an epitome of the general discourses. This is the summary, the essence, the key to all. The teaching? The world is one, the sun is one, the moon is one. Is God not then also one? As to thinking, isn't there one mind alone that rules over all? All is one, the fundamental truth. Yet, if you look at earthly things, you will not see God. If you look at heavenly things, you will not see earth. The paradox can't see both simultaneously. From earthly view, multiplicity, separation, matter. From heavenly view, unity, oneness, spirit. Yet both exist together. The key, it is possible for you to see both together when you make it your habit to see God in everything. Everything is manifestation of the one, God appearing as earth and heaven, matter and spirit, you and other. When you see this, there is nothing in the cosmos that is not God. This is pantheism. All is God. Every atom, every being, every experience. God playing all the parts,
experiencing all perspectives, being all forms, you included. Hermes teaches, learn to know God from all the works of nature, for unless you make yourself equal to God, you cannot understand God. Like is known by like. To know God, become God, raise consciousness to divine level. Then everything becomes clear. The key is seeing divinity in all, including yourself. This unlocks everything. Book 11 reverses. The usual pattern, instead of Hermes teaching mind, Nous teaches Hermes. The text begins, Mind to Hermes. Learn from me about the vision you saw, for I am Mind, the first God. Mind itself speaking directly, teaching the teacher, explaining creation. Mind reveals, I am the light that appeared before the watery nature, that appeared out of darkness. My light-giving word is the Son of God. Then, the process of creation. When you saw in my vision the indefinite darkness, this is nature, the material from which physical bodies were brought into being. Nature, matter, is not evil, is potential, waiting to be formed. Mind continues, from my will all things came to be. I am Mind, your God, who was before the watery nature that appeared out of darkness, and the light-giving word from Mind is the Son of God. The Son is creative word, logos, speaking, creates. Then Mind teaches about the elements, earth, water, air, fire, the creatures, the harmony, all arising through Mind's will, spoken by word. And finally, God, being male and female, as life and light, brought forth another Mind, the craftsman, who, being God of fire and spirit, crafted 7 governors, the 7 planetary powers, creating the visible cosmos. The teaching concludes, this is the mystery that has remained hidden until this day, for if it were told to the masses, it would be a source of corruption. The secret is Gnosis, direct revelation, mind speaking to mind. This cannot be taught to masses, only received by those ready. You are receiving it now. The Pinnacle Text, Book 13, The Secret Sermon on the Mountain, about regeneration, rebirth, becoming divine. Hermes' son, Tat, asks, Father, in the general discourses you spoke in riddles about divinity, but you did not reveal anything when you said that no one can be saved before being born again. Hermes responds, they must go to a mountain, a secret place, away from crowds. There Hermes will teach the regeneration. Tat asks, what is the womb of rebirth, Father? Hermes answers, silence, my son. The womb is the wisdom that reasons in silence. The rebirth happens in silence, not through words, but through transformation, direct experience. Hermes explains, the powers of God come and drive out the torments of the body. What are these powers? Hermes lists 12, knowledge, joy, self-control, endurance, righteousness, sharing, truth, the good, life, light. Plus the perfecting powers. These drive out ignorance, grief, intemperance, desire, injustice, greed, deceit, envy, wickedness, death, darkness. Each divine power replaces a torment. Light replaces darkness. Life replaces death. Truth replaces deceit. This is regeneration, transformation, rebirth. Not metaphor, but actual experience. Consciousness changes. Old self dies. New self emerges. Divine, eternal, free. Tat experiences it. Father, I am not now the man I was before. I have been born in mind. The rebirth is complete. He is no longer merely human, but divine, mind incarnate, God in flesh. Hermes confirms, You see with your eyes, my son, but even with your whole body's concentration of sight, you do not see the power that sees. For if you were to see it, how would you still be here? The divine cannot be fully seen while still identified with body, but can be experienced, become, lived. This is the mystery, the regeneration, the path. Book 14 presents a difficult teaching. Hermes declares, "There is no truth on earth, my son, nor can there be." How can this be if Hermes teaches truth? Hermes explains, truth is only in the eternal, and nothing on earth is eternal. Thus, truth is not on earth. Everything earthly changes, decays, dissolves, ends. But truth is eternal, unchanging, permanent, real. Therefore, not found in changing things, not in earthly realm. But what then is the earthly? Falsehood, my son. All earthly things are appearances, temporary, illusions, dreams. Like images in mirror, reflections, not the real, but representations. Does this mean nothing matters? Live carelessly? No. Hermes teaches all things on earth are appearances. They appear to be, but they are not. The wise see through appearances, live in the world, but not of it, knowing the eternal, beyond change, beyond earth, beyond form. Truth is in mind, in God, in consciousness, accessible through Gnosis, direct knowing, beyond senses, beyond reason, in immediate awareness. This teaching prepares the student to look beyond, to seek higher, to not mistake appearance for reality, shadow for substance, dream for awakening. Beyond the 17 books, the Asclepius, the perfect Discourse, preserved in Latin, not Greek, teaching similar but expanded on certain topics. Key teachings on the divine human. Man is a great wonder, a living thing worthy of reverence and honor. He passes into the nature of a god as if he were a god. Humanity's potential is divinity, not metaphor, literal. On images of God, just as the Father and Master made eternal gods in his own image, so mankind makes its own gods in the likeness of its own appearance. Humans create gods, statues, temples. This is valid practice, linking heaven and earth, physical and spiritual. On Egypt, Egypt is an image of heaven. The whole cosmos dwells in Egypt as in a sanctuary. Egypt is sacred land, reflection of cosmic order, home of mysteries. But Hermes prophesies, a time will come when Egypt will seem to have served the divinity in vain. All its holy worship will become ineffectual. The mysteries will be lost, forgotten, hidden. Then, in that day, those who love wisdom best will find wisdom a source of sorrow. The dark age, when Gnosis is lost. But restoration will come, the gods will return to earth. The prophecy of renewal, of revelation, of return. Perhaps that time is now. The perfect discourse contains much practical magic, hermetic theurgy, methods of invoking gods, ensouling statues, creating talismans. This is Hermetic technology, operational knowledge for those ready to practice. The Corpus Hermeticum is not just philosophy, but practical path. How to apply. Daily practices. Meditation on mind. I am mind. I am life. I am light. Affirm divine nature. Contemplation of unity. See God in all. Practice seeing divinity in everything. Purification. Release the torments, invoke the powers, replace darkness with light. Study the texts, read repeatedly, each time new depth revealed. Silence, spend time in stillness, quiet, receptivity, allowing mind to emerge. The path of ascent. Know yourself as divine, not body, but mind. Receive Gnosis, direct knowing, not belief, but experience. Be regenerated, die to old self, born as divine. Ascend through spheres, release limitations, planetary influences. Return to Source, unite with Father, become God. Hermetic ethics. Live virtuously, not from rules, but from knowledge of God. Serve truth, not personal gain, but divine will. Help others when ready, when seeking. Share Gnosis appropriately to prepared students. The Hermetic path is individual, direct, experiential, not join group, follow leader, believe dogma, but seek within, know directly, become divine. This is available now to you through study, practice, Gnosis.